universally accepted definition of art. Although commonly used to describe something of beauty or a skill which produces an aesthetic result, there is no clear line in principle between a unique piece of handmade sculpture and a mass-produced visual item. But in the Philippines, when we say art, we mean Angono Rizal. Hailed as art capital of the country, Angono has been popularly known as the home of artistic abilities and creative expressions. It was nicknamed as the art capital of the Philippines since a number of highly acclaimed artists and musicians, including two national artists, Maestro Lucio San Pedro and painter Carlos Botong Francisco, hailed from this lakeshore town. People often think of museums and art galleries as the primary storage for art. Displayed on large expanses of often white walls are framed paintings, prints, and sculptures. But upon visiting the country's cradle of artistic abilities, we discovered that art can also live in places and homes of the people who actually created it. Miranda Art House, also known as the House of Myth and Legends, was founded by Nemesio B. Miranda, or Nemiranda himself. He is famous for bringing in a form of art called imaginative figurism, or the drawing of the human form from pure imagination. This art house showcases Angono's mystic charms as well as the sculptured Filipino myths and legends. It is surrounded by mythological relief murals and three-dimensional mythological characters such as the Mermaid of Angono and si Malakas at si Maganda. Nemiranda used local materials such as bamboo, sawali, and old recycled wood coming from the old church and convent of Angono. Nemiranda is known to be both a museum and a cafe, as they also serve exquisite dishes where some will even be a surprise for you.
Audio Jungle. 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 Audio Jungle.
In the art capital of the Philippines, there was a family named Blanco. Started by prominent artist Jose Pitok V. Blanco, all his 7 children, namely Glenn, Noel, Michael, Joy, John, Kay, and Peter Paul, utilized their father's painting style. All of the members of the family has contributed in the art gallery, and their artworks were displayed there. Artworks in the art gallery were arranged according to their place in the family, and you will also perceive that paintings were set according to the age when they work on it. Jose Pitok Blanco, the patriarch of the Blanco family, is one of the well-known artists of Angono. Despite being influenced by Botong Francisco, Jose Blanco managed to disentangle himself from the tradition of Botong's style in painting. Pitok started using earthly colors to show a more realistic style and picture. One of his artworks is his own version of the Last Supper. He also painted the tragedy that they've been through. He once reminisced, then painted what he was reminded of. The family experienced such tragedy when one morning their father went on a certain spot in the gallery, and he realized that paintings on that place were already gone, and it was said that the paintings were stolen from the gallery. As of today, the family and the investigation team are still looking for the paintings and wishing for their recovery. Declared as the national artist for visual arts in 1973, Botong influenced a new line of modernist artists in the history of painting. A muralist, poet, scriptwriter, and a true son of Angono. His art was characterized by the traditions, folklore, and customs in his hometown. His house now serves as a studio and museum along Poblacion Itaas. Guests can visit the residence maintained by his grandson Carlos Toto Francisco II, an artist himself. In the same way that Botong became an inspiration for Totong, the pride of Angono continues to inspire succeeding generations of local artists through his works that are kept alive on the town's walls.